Hi, boys and girls. We are going to be reading a story today and working on retelling the story. I'm going to be reading to you the story of the rainbow fish. And this is a book that's written by Marcus Pfister. And when we get finished, we're going to talk a little bit more about how to retell the story. So be thinking when we're reading what happens at the beginning, what's kind of happening at the middle of the story, and then at the end of the story too. Okay, got my friend Hazel back here. This is her favorite sleeping spot. My dog loves to sleep all day long. All right, so the story is called The Rainbow Fish, and there's the rainbow fish. Very pretty. You can see how it sparkles. A long way out in the deep blue sea, there lived a rainbow fish. Not just any ordinary fish, but the most beautiful fish in the entire ocean. His scales were every shade of blue and green and purple, with sparkling silver scales among them. The other fish were amazed at his beauty. They called him Rainbow Fish. "Come on, Rainbow Fish," they would call. "Come and play with us." But the rainbow fish would just glide past, proud and silent, letting his scales shimmer. One day, a little blue fish followed after him. "Rainbow Fish," he called, "wait for me. Please give me one of your shiny scales. They are so wonderful, and you have so many." "You want me to give you one of my special scales? Who do you think you are?" cried the rainbow fish. Shocked, the little blue fish swam away. He was so upset. He told all of his friends what had happened, and from then on, no one would have anything to do with Rainbow Fish. They turned away when he swam by. What good are the dazzling, shimmering scales with no one to admire them? Now he was the loneliest fish in the ocean. One day he poured out his troubles to the starfish. "I really am beautiful. Why doesn't anybody like me?" "I can't answer that for you," said the starfish, "but if you go beyond the coral reef to a deep cave, you will find the wise octopus, and maybe she can help you." The rainbow fish found the cave. It was very dark inside, and he couldn't see anything. Then, suddenly, two eyes caught him in their glare, and the octopus emerged from the darkness. "I have been waiting for you," said the octopus with a deep voice. "The waves have told me your story. This is my advice. Give a glittering scale to each of the other fish. You will no longer be the most beautiful fish in the sea, but you will discover how to be happy." That's a pretty good piece of advice. "I can't," the rainbow fish started to say, but the octopus had already disappeared into the dark cloud of ink. "Give away my scales? Oh, my beautiful, shining scales? Never. How could I ever be happy without them?" It's going to be pretty hard. She's going to have to give them away if she wants to be happy. Suddenly, he felt the light touch of a fin. A little blue fish was back. The little blue fish was back. "Rainbow Fish, please don't be angry. I just want one little scale." The rainbow fish wavered. "Only one? Only one very, very small shimmering scale, he thought. Well, maybe I wouldn't miss just one. Carefully, the rainbow fish pulled out the smallest scale and he gave it to the little fish. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much, the little blue fish babbled playfully as he tucked the shiny scale in among his blue ones. A rather peculiar feeling came over the rainbow fish. For a long time he watched the little blue fish swim back and forth with his new scale glittering in the water. A rather peculiar feeling. What feeling do you think the rainbow fish is having after giving that scale away? The little blue fish whizzed through the ocean with his scale flashing. So it didn't take long before the rainbow fish was surrounded by lots of other fish. Everyone wanted a glittering scale. The rainbow fish shared his scales left and right, and the more that he gave away, the more delighted he became. When the water around him was filled with glimmering scales, he at last felt at home among the other fish. Finally, the rainbow fish had only one shining scale left. His most prized possessions had been given away, yet he was very happy. Come on, rainbow fish, they called. Come and play with us. Here I come, said the rainbow fish, and happy as a splash, he swam off to join his friends. And you'll notice they all have one of those shiny scales. And that's the end. And then the last picture is the rainbow fish with just one, right there, one shiny scale. All right. So, and that's the story of the rainbow fish. Okay, so now that we've read the story, we are going to think back to, in the classroom, we would always work on retelling using this kind of a helper to help us here. We have, the first thing we usually talk about is who are the characters in the book. So just take a minute. I'm not going to tell you the characters. I want you to just say them out loud. Tell who the characters are in this story. The rainbow fish. Okay, and then next we're going to tell the setting. So what was the setting or the place that the story took place at? So where was it happening? Okay, and then the first star, we always talk about kind of the beginning of the story, what was going on right when we first started to read this book. So you're going to have to take your brain and kind of rewind it to the beginning of the story and think about what did we see happening right in the first few pages. Okay, so go ahead and talk about that at home. Okay, and then next we're going to do the second star, which it says next, and the event number 2. So what kind of happened in the middle of the story? You know, think about the middle part of the story. You know, I think there was an octopus in the middle of the story. What was going on with the octopus? So go ahead and tell about that. Okay, and then the last star is when we talk about the end of the story. So think about right at the end of the story, how did it kind of finish and what was going on with the rainbow fish when we saw the end of the story, what was happening, okay? And go ahead and tell the end of the story. Okay. All right, well, you guys did a really nice job. I'm sure your house has a few books at home, just like the rainbow fish story. Any kind of fiction story that you can retell at home, you can do that same thing with. Start with the characters and the setting, and then talk about the beginning, the middle, and the end of the story. So just anytime you have at home that you want to have somebody read you a story, or if you want to do this with one of your stories at home that are also a fiction story, you can practice doing that. Okay, I hope everybody's having a good time at home, and we'll see you later.